Welcome back to Senior Health Stories, your trusted companion for living healthier and happier in your golden years. We're here to share expert tips, practical advice, and inspiring stories to help seniors thrive, no matter their age.
Have you ever been woken up in the middle of the night by a sudden, sharp cramp in your calf? The kind that makes you shoot out of bed, drenched in sweat, clutching your leg and waiting helplessly for the pain to pass? Maybe you thought, I must have slept in the wrong position. Maybe you told yourself, it's just part of getting older. But then it happens again, not once, maybe every week, maybe nearly every night. And little by little, you start to feel like your body just doesn't listen to you anymore. You are not alone. More than 68% of Americans over 60 have experienced nighttime leg cramps, especially in the calves and feet. That's not just a statistic. That's sleepless nights. That's waking up feeling exhausted, like you just ran a marathon in your sleep. And for many, it's not just physical pain. It's fear. What is my body trying to tell me? Susan, 72, lives in Idaho. She used to enjoy early morning walks, but recently she no longer dares to step out of bed too quickly. Her calves seize up the moment she stands, and she has to grab onto a chair just to stay upright. At first, she blamed the cold weather. Then she changed her shoes. Then she drank more water. But nothing really worked. Like so many others, she assumed it was just an aging thing, something she'd have to accept. What's harder to accept is that even her doctors didn't give her real answers. One called it muscle aging. Another told her to try stretching. But no one dug deeper. No one asked her about what she was eating. So, like many seniors, Susan quietly endured the pain, night after night, slowly losing hope that things could ever feel normal again. Over the years, I've heard from dozens of older adults with stories like hers. Some gave up cycling. Others stopped using stairs out of fear their legs might freeze mid-step. Most were shocked to learn that the solution wasn't in their medicine cabinet, but right in their kitchen. Not a pricey supplement, not a complicated therapy, just a simple food, something their body had been silently craving for years. Walter, 74, used to be a mechanical engineer. He lives alone now since his wife passed, and he still enjoys walking around the neighborhood each evening. But lately, his legs have started cramping more often, sometimes forcing him to stop mid-walk, even collapsing onto the curb. One evening, the cramp was so intense he had to sit on a park bench for 15 minutes, gasping for breath, just to recover enough to stand again. But Walter is not one to give up easily. He started tracking everything: what he ate, what he drank, what he did each day. And eventually, he found something that changed everything. His diet was missing one critical mineral, and all it took was changing one thing, just one, to stop the cramps and bring back those peaceful walks he loved. His turning point didn't come from a pill bottle. It didn't come from a physical therapist. It came from a simple, familiar food, something you might already have in your kitchen right now without knowing it could be the key to ending those painful nights.
Walter wasn't the only one who discovered that the problem wasn't just aging. Out of the hundreds of older adults I've spoken with, there's one thing I hear again and again. I thought drinking more water would fix it, but the cramps kept happening. The sleepless nights continued, and they were left wondering, why isn't this simple fix enough? The truth has little to do with age or how many glasses of water you drink. It goes deeper, inside your muscle cells. Every time your muscles contract to help you stand, walk, or even turn your body, your nerves send a tiny electrical signal to each muscle fiber. For that signal to work properly, your cells need certain minerals called electrolytes. The most important are potassium, magnesium, and calcium. If just one of these is missing, the signal gets distorted. Your muscle loses control and suddenly locks up. That's when a cramp strikes. Fast, sharp, and hard to stop. Here's the part no one talks about. Many older adults are losing these minerals without even knowing it. Some lose them after years of taking diuretics, water pills, often prescribed for high blood pressure or heart conditions. These medications flush out potassium and magnesium along with the excess fluid. Others are on statins, drugs that lower cholesterol, which can cause muscle weakness, soreness, and eventually full-blown cramps at rest. But most doctors don't explain that. They just call it a mild side effect, without warning that it might wake you at 3 a.m. with stabbing pain. I remember a woman named Teresa, 66, who commented under one of our videos. "I thought drinking 8 glasses of water a day was enough, but my doctor said I had a serious magnesium deficiency. I cried because I finally understood why I'd been tired and cramping for weeks." And then there's Bill, 70, who wrote, "After stopping statins, with my doctor's guidance, the pain in my legs was gone in 10 days. Before that, I couldn't walk for more than 5 minutes without needing to rest." Of course, this doesn't mean everyone should stop taking their medications, but it does mean we need to ask better questions. If you're on medications for blood pressure, heart health, diabetes, or cholesterol, talk to your doctor. Ask them if these drugs might be affecting your body's electrolyte levels. Because when these minerals disappear, they don't announce themselves. You don't get a fever. You don't feel suddenly ill. You just notice your legs twitching sometimes, a dull ache in your calves, a heaviness when you walk. And then at night, when you finally lay down to rest, your body is at its weakest. That's when cramps strike the hardest. Why does it happen so often at night? Because when you sleep, blood flow slows. Muscles aren't getting the same oxygen and mineral support they do during the day. And if your body is already low on potassium or magnesium, nighttime becomes the perfect storm. That's why so many people describe those 2 a.m. leg cramps as a sudden ambush, and they're left with nothing to do but suffer through it. So the question is no longer, why do I get cramps? It's, is my body missing something it needs every single day? And here's the good news. You don't need a prescription to start changing this. You don't need expensive lab tests or fancy health gadgets. Because what your body needs might not be in a bottle. It might be sitting in your fridge or waiting on your kitchen shelf right now.
For millions of older adults battling nighttime leg cramps, the first real answer doesn't come in a pill bottle. It's often sitting quietly at the back of your fridge. Not a supplement, not an expensive electrolyte drink, just a plain little cup of Greek yogurt. Yes, simple, unsweetened Greek yogurt. It's not some miracle food, but what makes it powerful is its natural balance of the 3 minerals your body needs to calm your muscles while you sleep: magnesium, potassium, and calcium. Greek yogurt is just regular yogurt that's been strained more carefully, making it richer in protein and higher in the exact minerals your muscles rely on to relax. You see, when a muscle tightens up, it needs an electrical signal, controlled by these electrolytes, to tell it when to release. Without enough of them, your muscles get stuck in that painful cramp. They want to relax, but they can't. Let's break it down. Just 1 serving of unsweetened Greek yogurt gives you around 40 milligrams of magnesium, enough to help your cells absorb calcium properly and keep your nervous system steady. You also get 150 to 200 milligrams of potassium and almost 20% of your daily calcium needs. This isn't accidental. It's exactly the kind of nutrient combo your body over 60 thrives on. So why take it at night? Because when your body begins to wind down, about 1 to 2 hours before bed, it's primed to absorb nutrients slowly and effectively. That's when a small cup of yogurt can quietly stabilize your electrolyte levels and calm your nervous system. It doesn't just soothe your stomach, it helps relax your legs too.
Want to boost the benefit even more? Add a few slices of ripe banana, a fantastic natural source of potassium. Or sprinkle in a spoonful of roasted pumpkin seeds, which have more magnesium than most leafy greens. No sugar, no honey, no fancy toppings needed. Just keep it simple, clean, and easy to digest. I'll never forget Linda's story. She's 69 and lives in Michigan. For months, she would wake up every night, not from screaming pain, but from the kind of nagging leg cramps that robbed her of rest. She'd try everything: more water, stretching, even massage creams. Nothing helped. After we spoke, I suggested just one change. Try eating a small cup of plain Greek yogurt at 9 p.m. after her light dinner. 2 weeks later, she wrote back, "For the first time in over 3 months, I slept straight through to 6 a.m. No twitching, no cramps, and best of all, no fear before bed." Of course, not everyone enjoys the slightly tart taste of Greek yogurt. I get that. But if you've been struggling like Linda, I hope you won't let your taste buds stop you from trying something that could give your legs and your mind some real peace. And if yogurt just isn't your thing, that's okay too. There are other options that support your legs and help restore balance to your senior health. And we're going to explore them together.
If Greek yogurt feels like the simplest place to start, then you'll be glad to know that your body actually has more than one path to healing. There isn't just one magic solution to nighttime leg cramps. There are several natural foods already in your kitchen, quietly supporting your muscles, nerves, and circulation each day. You just have to use them the right way at the right time. Many older adults have asked me, what if I can't eat dairy? The answer is not to force something your body doesn't like. It's to find something that fits you better. Take raw pumpkin seeds. These small, pale green seeds, often forgotten after Halloween, are actually one of the richest plant-based sources of magnesium. Just 1 tablespoon a day offers over 150 milligrams of magnesium, which is enough to fill the gap many people over 60 are missing. Eat them in the evening, plain, no salt, no oil, and you'll be helping your muscles relax while also improving the quality of your sleep. Or maybe try something you might not expect: boiled sweet potatoes. 1 medium sweet potato gives you over 500 milligrams of potassium, plus some calcium and a bit of magnesium. What makes it special, it digests slowly, providing steady energy for your muscles overnight. A man named Richard once emailed me after eating sweet potatoes with steamed greens for dinner each night for a week. The cramps that used to wake him at 4 a.m., gone. What's even more interesting, he'd been taking expensive supplements for months, but nothing worked until he tried real food. Now, maybe you're not always in the mood to eat something. Sometimes, all it takes is the right kind of drink. One of the most effective natural drinks? Coconut water. Just 1 cup gives you around 600 milligrams of potassium, a little magnesium, calcium, and sodium. Basically a natural electrolyte blend. When you're even slightly dehydrated, especially after a hot day or light activity, your muscle cells weaken and cramps sneak up on you. Coconut water quietly fixes that, without sugar or caffeine. Love leafy greens? Then cooked spinach is your friend. Many people eat spinach raw in salads, but they don't absorb the magnesium in it very well that way. Lightly cooking it, steamed or quick sautéed, makes those minerals far easier to access. And if you add a touch of fresh lemon juice, the vitamin C helps your body absorb even more. A small serving with dinner could be the very key to helping your legs stay relaxed through the night. If you've got a sweet tooth, skip the cookies and try a few pieces of unsweetened dried apricots or peaches.
Just a few small bites a day gives you potassium for your muscles and iron to support blood circulation. Especially for people with mild anemia or fatigue, these simple dried fruits are a natural, gentle fix. Just be sure they're free from sulfite preservatives, which can sometimes trigger mild nerve reactions in sensitive people. And if you're someone who likes to feel results fast, try magnesium citrate powder. It's one of the most absorbable forms of magnesium, easy to mix into warm water before bed. Just a small scoop, around 150 to 200 milligrams, taken consistently for a few nights can make a real difference. One viewer, Janet, commented, "After just 3 nights with magnesium citrate, it felt like the tension in my legs just melted. No spasms, no midnight jolts, just peace." Of course, not everyone needs all these solutions, but here's what I want you to think about. Are you already eating one of these foods without even realizing it could be the key to deeper sleep, steadier steps, and more peaceful nights? You don't need to overhaul your diet. Sometimes just adding one thing in the right way at the right time is enough to make a major difference for your legs, your sleep, and your quality of life. Big changes never begin with complicated steps. In fact, the best results often come from one small action done consistently and done right. Now that you've learned what causes leg cramps and which foods can help you take control of them, the most important part isn't knowledge anymore. It's what you choose to do with it, starting tonight. The very first step you can take might surprise you. Replace your dessert with half a cup of plain Greek yogurt and a few slices of ripe banana. This isn't a diet food. It's not just for the young. It's a purposeful choice, made to give your body magnesium and potassium at the time it's most ready to absorb them. Instead of a cookie or a slice of cake, you're giving your legs the minerals they need to relax before bed. And no, you don't need a full bowl. Half a cup is enough. And if you're not used to yogurt or don't enjoy the texture, you can switch to low-fat cottage cheese. The benefit is still very similar. Then take a look at your evening meal. Too many older adults eat a very light dinner, then take their medications, go to bed, and wake up in pain from leg cramps. Your body doesn't just need minerals, it needs a bit of slow-burning energy too. That's where one simple boiled sweet potato makes a big difference. No added sugar, no frying, just plain. Unlike white bread or crackers, sweet potatoes keep your blood sugar steady through the night, giving your muscles a gentle, lasting fuel source so they don't go into energy panic mode. Plus, they're naturally rich in potassium and fiber, two quiet heroes for muscle function and digestive comfort before sleep. And finally, one of the simplest but most overlooked habits, drinking the right kind of fluid at the right time. About 30 minutes before bed, pour yourself a small cup of warm water with a teaspoon of magnesium citrate powder, if you have it. If not, a cup of plain coconut water, no sugar, no flavors, will do beautifully. This tiny ritual helps hydrate your cells, stabilize electrolyte levels, support your nervous system, and lower the chances of midnight cramps. Many seniors stop drinking fluids after 7 p.m. because they're afraid of waking up to use the bathroom. But if you just take a small amount, around 3 to 5 ounces, and sip slowly, you'll feel the difference without disrupting your sleep. A woman named Rita, 67, once told me that she tried these 3 small changes for 2 weeks. She didn't skip meals, she didn't change her medication, she just replaced dessert, added a sweet potato to dinner, and drank 1 cup of magnesium water before bed. She kept a journal and noted that her nighttime leg cramps went from 5 episodes a week down to just 1. After the 3rd week, she wasn't waking up to rub her calves anymore. And the line I'll never forget was this: "I had no idea 3 tiny things could bring so much peace to my legs." You don't need to do everything at once.
Just pick one small habit that fits you and start today. Don't aim for perfect. Aim for progress. If tonight you choose half a sweet potato instead of toast, if you try coconut water instead of decaf coffee before bed, then you've already started. Watch your body over the next 2 weeks. Notice the nights when you sleep through. Notice the mornings when your legs feel light again. Those small shifts are your proof that you're still in charge of your own health. Your legs have carried you through decades, step by step, through challenges and joys, through every time you stood back up after life knocked you down. Now they deserve peace. No more midnight shocks, no more sitting on the edge of the bed just trying to breathe. And that peace begins with one small choice in your kitchen every night.
If you've ever been jolted awake at 3 a.m., clutching your calf in pain, then you know exactly what that helpless moment feels like. It's not just about the cramp. It's about the weariness that keeps coming back, physically, emotionally, and maybe even the quiet fear that there's nothing you can do to change it. But today, you have something you didn't have before: clarity. And more importantly, you have a choice to make for your body, starting with your dinner tonight. You now know this isn't about aging. It's not just because you didn't drink enough water. It's because your body has been missing the essential minerals it needs to function at night, silently, invisibly. You've learned that simple foods, a plain cup of yogurt, a small sweet potato, a few pumpkin seeds, or a glass of coconut water can completely shift the way your muscles behave while you sleep. And you've seen how just 3 small habits, done consistently, can bring real results, often within 7 to 14 days. Let me share one more story with you. It's about Gerald, a 75-year-old Army veteran living in Montana. He used to be an infantryman. He ran through forests, marched through mountains, but by the time he hit 70, even walking to the mailbox caused his calves to seize up. Sleep became a battle of its own. The pain would sneak up on him almost every night. He tried everything: hot creams, heating pads, but nothing ever worked for long. He told me he thought he was out of options. Then one day, Gerald came across a short clip about sweet potatoes and magnesium. That night, he added half a sweet potato to dinner. Later, he tried unsweetened yogurt before bed and a small glass of magnesium citrate before sleeping. The first week, he still had cramps, but they were less intense. By the second week, he was sleeping through the night. And by week 4, I got a message with a photo of him standing on a hillside, hand raised in a wave, his little dog at his feet. The message read, "I'm back." You don't have to be a veteran to be as strong as Gerald. You just need one small decision: to take care of the legs that have carried you through a lifetime. You don't need a cabinet full of pills. You don't need to overhaul your lifestyle. You just need one well-planned meal, one glass of the right drink at the right time, and one daily choice to protect your health. If today you're feeling a spark of hope, hold on to it. And if you've ever had a leg cramp, even once, I invite you to share your story in the comments. Not only will it help you remember your journey, it might also inspire someone else who's quietly searching for answers. And if you try even one of the foods I mentioned today, just type the number 1 in the comments, so I know you've taken your first step. You are not alone. There are thousands of people like you listening,
learning, and reclaiming strength one evening at a time. No one should have to suffer in silence. And if you're still watching this, I believe you're ready. Start today. Don't let another night slip by in pain without doing something different. Because you deserve peaceful sleep, and you deserve legs that no longer jerk you awake in the middle of the night.